was more of a pride thing. And I think that that is one word that's going to be coming up a lot today, where pride is going to be one of the biggest things that you will be fighting with throughout the entire time you're debating on whether you should forgive, give a second chance, or even forget this person in your life.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to Adulting with Joyce Pring, the how-tos of your 20s told by a 20-something-year-old traversing through adult life expectantly and with gusto. Don't forget to check out joycepring.com for the show notes and use the hashtag Adulting with Joyce Pring for all your comments, suggestions, and hopefully non-violent reactions. Another day, another chance to contemplate if it's worth taking a shower for. Welcome to Shot of Sanity with myself and Aaron Ataide. Aaron Ataide already, since you can't see him, is already taking shots.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
it's wine o'clock somewhere. So I've been I've given up on trying to figure out what day it is. So I'm now counting by months.
Yes.
So happy March to you.
It's so weird. It's April na parts.
No.
No?
I don't trust you on that.
No?
I don't.
Okay.
I'll think it's March. I think. I don't know.
Everything is objective.
It could be. It could be. We'll see.
That's true. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people are experiencing, right? Like you can't really figure out, the days are kind of merging into one. And for some reason, it feels very long and very short at the same time. Like the days breeze by, but then the weeks are so freaking long. Like this will never end.
You know what it is? Okay. I think that to expound on what you were saying, the day goes by very fast. But is it the same for you where it feels like the night is so much longer? Am I the only one?
I feel the same way. I really do. Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know why, because it's like, I don't know why during the day it feels like it goes so fast, because like in the day I wake up, I clean the house, I'll turn on my music, I'll read a little bit, I'll watch the news, and then we'll do SOS. And then after that, it's like, okay, it's nighttime, and it's like so long of a nighttime. I don't understand what's going on. So again, this is how March is for me. Even though for some strange reason you think that it's April.
I'm an idiot. I thought it was April. I was trying to April Fools you on this one part. But we've got another episode for you, and we love the fact that a lot of people are sending in the voice notes already and voice messages of their questions, and so we're just kind of rolling with so many of your questions. Parts, I just have to say, our listeners sound like they could work in radio.
I know, they sound better than I do, and it's making me
better than I do.
Makes me feel very I thought I was gifted.
You aren't special, Aaron Ataide. You think you're special? Nope.
No. Our listeners are so much more special than we are. Thank you guys for sounding so amazing. I swear.
And that's definitely the reason why we love playing your voice notes on air. And right now, we've actually got another question. And our topic for today is going to be streaming all the way from the question of Bianca. Okay.
Hey, Joyce and Aaron. It's Bianca Tan, and I'm from the Philippines. And here's my question for you. How do you fix a broken friendship, and how do you know if it's worth reviving? Also, how to know when to give someone a second chance? Thank you.
Very interesting question.
Bianca, ang masasabi ko lang sa'yo, kaya mo yan.
You have asked a question that I think has plagued human life for all of time.
Yes.
And I don't think anyone will have the right answer to any of that. But I think that we will all have inputs on it, and of course, experiences on the situation. And I think that this is something that we can talk about, not only, and it kind of connected towards our IG live that we did last time, where they're asking about maybe even family. How do you resolve a situation with someone that is toxic in your family, especially in this time of age. So I want to like maybe ask it to you, parts. How does this happen to you very often, or has it happened to you very often?
You know, it really hasn't. Like I'm the type of person that really keeps her friends close. Like my best friends who you've met from other seasons of my life. Like my best friend since I was 9 years old, Faith. I'm still super close to her. My best friend from high school. Like I feel like one of the gifts that God has given me is to really be keen in the way that I pick the people that I surround myself with. And I'm so blessed because most of the people, obviously not all, I've experienced friendships falling out, which we'll be talking about today, but most of my friendships have been very, very healthy. They've been nurturing, and I've been growing so much through these people. So it's seldom for me to experience things like these kasi meron akong knack for seeing when someone's trouble. Do you ever feel that?
Yes.
Like from a mile away, I see it when someone's manipulative, if they're dishonest, if there's a character flaw in them that I know I won't be able to to jive with, alam ko na eh. So I tend to veer away from those people. Have you experienced this? Have you experienced like falling out with friendship?
Of course, and I think that falling out of friendship or enclosing your circle a little bit more is something that we're going to be talking about very, very much on the show today. I for one can honestly say that when it really, really, really comes down to it, I think I have about 10 friends in the world. And I think that the older you get, and we're going to go into this a little bit more, the older you get, that's when you realize how there are people that come into your life and they are there for the entire series. Like if your life is a TV series, there's a recurring character that is there from season 1 all the way until the end. There's people that come in midway through and they go all the way to the end. There's people that were there at the start and they won't be there anymore because the series has grown in a different direction.
Yeah.
I know it might sound weird for it to be said in that kind of way, but that's how I've always looked at my life and the people that are in it.
Yeah. So okay. So this is a great question. So let's go to her one of the first few questions because she basically asked 3 questions, right?
Yeah.
The first question that I think I'd like to answer is, how do you know if it's actually worth salvaging? How do you know if a friendship that you had that's starting to fall out, or you're stopping to talk to this person, or you had an argument, how do you know that this friendship is actually worth saving? Do you have like points, parts na, okay, when this person is, umattend na siya ng wedding ko, hindi na kami pwedeng hindi maging friends. Ganun ba yung mga standard mo? Or ano kasi siya, alam mo yan, tinulungan niya. Meron akong kilala na, he promises himself, whatever happens in his life, the people who were loyal to him and who were nice to him when he was at his worst, kahit ano pang pag-awayan nila, even if that person is annoying already, he sticks by those friends and those people. Mm-hmm. Do you have that kind of standard with your friendships too?
Yes. I have perfect example is oh man, I don't know if I should be saying this on air, but
sabihin mo na.
Okay, so I have 2 best friends that are guys, and then there's Joyce. When we were much younger and much more hormonal, I guess. My first girlfriend cheated on me with him.
Ooh, so your first girlfriend cheated on you with your best friend?
Yes, with my best friend.
The storyline, okay.
Yes. When that happened, obviously, as an 18-year-old, raging hormonal man, or young gentleman, so to say. I don't want to say I was a man because even until now, I still I don't know if I'm really grown up at this point. But, when it happened, for some strange reason, I forgave my ex-girlfriend at the time before I even forgave my best friend. And I think it was more of a pride thing. And I think that that is one word that's going to be coming up a lot today, where pride is going to be one of the biggest things that you will be fighting with throughout the entire time you're debating on whether you should forgive, give a second chance, or even forget this person in your life. When it all came down to it, I realized that it was a mistake on my part. I didn't have all the facts of the situation. I didn't know that she was the one that made the move on him, and they were a little bit intoxicated. Nothing really advanced after more than a kiss. And luckily enough, his one of our mutual friends was able to connect us together, and they was like, hey, you guys need to fix this. You know, you're better than this. You're bigger than this. Your friendship is more than one mistake that was made by someone else and not even instigated by one of you. So that was one thing. So me and my best friend, my longest running friend in my life, we were able to fix it. And until today, he is still honestly one of the greatest things that is in my life right now. And I will forever say that. And then it happened again with my other best friend. I have great friends. But yeah, when I found out, it was long after the relationship, and we gotten so close, and I think that's where the second part, and when you're older, and I think that's how I saw how different I reacted to both situations. The first one when it happened to me the first time, I had so much anger in my heart, and I held it against my best friend, when in fact it was, misguided, and it was pride really that was running at it. When I was older and it happened, when I found out that it was long after, and I saw how when I confronted my other best friend about it, he was so apologetic. He was beyond consoling when I told him I knew about it. And he immediately apologized, and until this day he will always say, how much he is completely sorry about the situation. So if I would have held my pride, I would have not only lost both of the girlfriends that have passed, but I would have also lost two pillars in my life that I hold more than just a simple act at that time.
So, in short, find best friends who are opposite your personality and your preferences. No, but I think you touched on a couple of great points there, parts. Like, the number one is that pride, right? Like, pride has to kind of be one of the biggest factors to consider when you want to consider kind of rebuilding a friendship. Is your pride bigger than, or sorry, the question should be, is your pride more important than this person in your life?
I agree.
Right? And if you don't value this person enough to say na, hindi, my pride is more important than this person, then you might want to start thinking about like, hey, do I really care about this person, or what he or she did is just too much for me, so I could just let go of this person. That's one. Number two is also the situation. Like, what exactly happened in this friendship? If it was a deep betrayal, and I mean that in a way that's more profound than what Aaron went through. You were younger, it was a different circumstance. It was kind of what your girlfriend did, because she was the one who was in the relationship, not your best friend, and so it was a different circumstance. But if, for example, this person that your best friend, halimbawa, who literally made a move and connivingly tried to pursue the person that you're dating or that you're in a relationship with, you might want to step back and see, like, is it worth risking being betrayed again? Like, is this someone that I can trust, right? So that's a question that you really have to ask yourself. Right?
What's your story? Is there a story where someone, a friend of yours, betrayed you? Or, for instance, uh, let's say that there were red flags that were too
Yeah.
much, and because there are sometimes where you have to cut off friends that don't even have anything to do with pride, where
Yeah.
the energy
True.
that they bring into your life, and has that happened?
Oh my
What's
gosh,
your
yes.
story?
I only have I have two friends that I've lost who were really close to me. And I'm gonna tell you about the first story. This was one of my college best friends, and she was an amazing girl, very talented, super cool. Hung out with, jived with. We even worked together. She's an artist too. But I was working in showbiz already and in events, and she kind of got sucked into the system,
Okay.
and she started partying a lot and doing drugs.
Okay.
And so I told her already, like, girl, I don't jive. Like, I don't do yung mga ginagawa mo. As in, I can't. Like, we can drink, we can have fun and go and dance, but I can't do drugs. I can't do ecstasy. I can't do weed. I can't do all of these things. Like, it's just not my thing. And I kept telling her, like, this is not going to be good for you. I know that I was kind of trying to be controlling, but I feel like in that situation, you can be. Like, it's your moral duty to actually tell the person that you love and care for that what they're doing is wrong, and it could lead to really difficult things in their lives, like
Yes.
addiction, right? And so she kept ignoring me. And every time I texted her, she wouldn't want to hang out anymore because I didn't want to go into her parties and try the drugs that she's making me try. And she just kind of found me as like, hindi na ako fun kasi hindi ko masakyan yung trip niya. And I feel like certain situations and friendships like that, you always have to have a moral standard for yourself. And that should apply even in the deepest relationships and friendships that you have. If the person that you're in a relationship with, whether that be in a romantic or a friendship, romantic relationship or a friendship, you have to always choose the right thing. If this person is leading you into dangerous paths, making you do criminal things, or asking you to forego your moral standards just so you guys could jive, you have to think twice about that and choose the right thing. So I had to make a decision, I just stopped talking to her. I told her in one final text message that I really care about you. I really don't want you to be sucked into this group and to this particular area. And I really hope that you find it in your heart to stop doing what you're doing. I'll always be here for you if you decide to stop doing that. But she never messaged me back. And it's so funny because I saw her maybe like 2 or 3 years after, and
Oh, wow.
it was like nothing happened. We were still kind of, it's so nice to see you. We caught up a little, but the friendship wasn't there anymore, and there was no friendship to restore anymore. And I feel like yun yung mga situations na you don't necessarily have to try and rebuild it, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I think that the one thing that we can get from both of our accounts here is when you're no longer friends with somebody, it's mainly because of two things. It's one, there is an event or there is something that happens that causes you to no longer become friends, like instantly. It's like the breaking of a friendship. And there's another one where you guys veer away in the terms of the life that you are going in. Now, if it is an instant break of friendship, if there is something that happened, that is where pride comes in. Now, if your pride is too much to handle, that you cannot overlook what was done. Like, for instance, what happened to me. Or there are some times where a friend steals from you, or they con you into giving them something or anything like that. Completely different from what happened with Joyce. Now, what happened with Joyce is that the track of life separated the two of you. It is harder to try and fix a friendship in that way, because that means that life itself was taking you guys apart.
Yeah.
You wanted to go in a different direction than someone else. You can't really fix that, or if you can, you're hoping that your life paths will cross again at a further date.
Yeah. Or you find a
Can't
compromise.
force it. Yeah.
Yeah, or you find, I think, or you find the compromise. You know, like what you said, it goes parallel until it goes intertwined again.
Yes.
Or you find the compromise wherein, you know, you kind of agree on things. And what you said is also so perfect, because that also goes into my next point, which is you have to accept sometimes that we outgrow other people. You can outgrow other people. The person that you were best friends with could also outgrow you. It's just what happens in life. And that's why friendships are also hard work. It's not just romantic relationships or like work. It's really also friendships. If you want to care for, love, and grow with someone, and you consider them as one of your best friends, you have to make an effort. You have to be there for them. You have to message them every now and then. And you have to forego certain comfortabilities that you probably once had. Like, kung hindi ka yung tipo ng taong lalabas for coffee, pero yung break lang ng best friend mo is during lunchtime, di ba? Office hours, you have to find a way to meet in the middle. So I think that's, you have to first, di ba, figure out na, okay, worth it ba tong ayusin tong relationship na to? And once you figure that out, like, okay, I want to fix this friendship and I want to move on from whatever happened, whether that was a problem with pride and situation or we outgrew each other. Parts, when you started rebuilding your friendship with your best friend, what was the first order of business?
Clear the air. I don't know if that's a guy thing or if that's a girl. I don't know if girls are different, but for
That's the thing.
but for guys, like for instance, when because okay, so I'll tell you the story of how it happened. I don't know if I ever told you this story.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
So we used to work out at the same gym. Okay, and we would time it that I would work out in like right before lunch, and he would go siguro mga 3 o'clock, ganon. Para hindi kami magkita, para sure lang, sure. Kasi kaka-pre-workout ko lang, so ganado na ako, di ba? Parang, and then I see him, and I'll be like, I don't want that. Like that, we can't do that. So I would work out earlier, and he would work out with, at the time, it was his stepbrother. And his stepbrother and me were also kind of friends because, I mean, obviously I would always be in his house before. Mm-hmm. And my workout extended a little bit longer. He arrived a little bit early, and his stepbrother pulled me outside, and he pulled a friend of mine.
Hindi ko i-edit yun. He pulled a friend of yours. That friend of yours.
He pulled off that friend of mine. Woo!
Kaya natin to.
Oh, and he, the stepbrother, like looked at us both and said, "All right, clear the air now. What is stopping you guys from being friends?" So I was like, "Okay." Yada, 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 yada. He said, "All right, I'm sorry I did that, but yada, 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 you didn't listen to me. You didn't, I mean, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to clear the air, but instead you sided with the girl. You didn't want to give me a chance." And I was like, "No, if you were my best friend, I need to give you a chance. Yada, yada, yada. Shouldn't be in that type of situation." And then he was like, "Oh, no."
Somehow you go into a preacher mode.
Yeah, because, you know, me holier than thou, right? I mean, come on. But yeah, we eventually lowered our decibel levels, mm-hmm. and we eventually got to talking a little bit more about, you know, what the real problem was. And the best part about it was at the end of the time that we were talking, I realized I didn't have a ride home, and he lived maybe about 4 or 5 blocks away from me. For some strange reason, me and my best friend have always lived about 4 or 5 blocks away from each other. Uh-huh. And he was like, "All right, I'll take you home. You know, you can ride with me." I was like, "No, like I'll go to your house. We'll sit down. We'll have a beer. We'll talk about this, and we'll talk it through." And I wasn't with the girl anymore. He never ended up with the girl, and that's how we ended our fight. Now with my friend that was a little bit older, I told him I knew. He said sorry. He gave me a hug. See, the thing is, when my ex cheated on me with him, we weren't close yet. So it wasn't, I didn't feel as betrayed. Like, it wasn't like we were already bros or anything. Like, I mean, we knew each other, but we weren't as close as we were at the time. So he said, I was hoping forever that you wouldn't find out, and if you did, I was more than willing to immediately say sorry for it. If we were who we are today, it wouldn't have happened. I was like,
Yeah.
hey man, and I was like, I know my ex, like I know she probably wanted it, and you were drunk, and I know you, so I can't blame you. Like,
Yeah.
cheers, and that was it.
Yeah.
We just needed to talk it through.
I think that's the biggest chunk of it, right? Like
It
if you
really
want to
is.
build a friendship, the biggest chunk of it is to talk things through and actually really address them. As in you can't beat around the bush. Like you
No,
can't go around it. You can't sugarcoat it.
you
You
cannot
can't
sweep it under the rug.
Yes, you cannot sweep it up.
No.
You can't start lying about how you feel and
Yes.
just go like, oh, it's fine, don't forget about it. Like it doesn't even matter to you, but it really matters to you. And one more important thing that I picked up from what you were saying was the both sides have to take responsibility.
Yes.
If you were hurt by that person, you say that you're hurt, and that person better be apologetic about it. If you are the one who caused the pain, you better take responsibility and say, hey, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did that. I'm sorry that I hurt you. Will you forgive me? How do we move on from this? And I think that really is the biggest chunk of figuring things out when you break a friendship. It's taking responsibility, taking your pride down, and really just kind of, you have to treat it as a new friendship talaga. As in
Yes.
talagang Phoenix levels rebirth of the both of you to. Hindi mo siya pwedeng Yes. Pretty sure that's not the sound of a phoenix.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yes. I'm really hoping it's not kaka. but yeah, right? Like you can't, I think one of the worst things that you can do when you're rebuilding a friendship is to immediately expect it to be the friendship it was before the incident.
Yes.
Right?
Now,
like you have
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go. No.
So yeah,
no.
you have
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, for me, it will never be the same friendship. But I can honestly say that because of the things that I've gone through with both of those best friends, my relationship with both of them became stronger.
True.
Because it showed how vulnerable I was and how much I wanted to save my friendship with both of them. And they came forward and they immediately said sorry. And they were so genuine with their apologies that until now, the three of us are the closest we've ever been in our lives. Luckily enough, me and Joyce have we've never had a fight.
Yeah, I don't think so, no.
We've never had a moment where it was like, because it doesn't Joyce it. No, I could, maybe because even the little things between me and you, we have always been very vocal with each other.
Yeah, that's right. Same with my other best friends. I can't, the last time that I fought with Hannah, who's been my best friend since I was maybe 14, 15, was when she had a toxic relationship, and I was warning her to stop doing that. And then we just didn't talk for a couple of months, but then when they broke up and she came running to me, she's like, oh, see, I told you, okay na tayo. And then the last time that I fought with my best friend, who I've been best friends with since I was 9, was when we were in grade 5. She told me, alam mo problema sa'yo? Taklesa ka kasi. So, and after that, like what Erin mentioned, to prevent these things from happening, falling out and, just kind of friendships deteriorating, the most important thing really is still communication.
Yes.
You got to communicate the big things as much as the tiny things.
Yes.
And you have to always remember that the person that you're in this friendship with is someone that you will do life with. It's so important to find people who you trust, that has your back no matter what. Will fight for you. When they're in the room and somebody's trying to trash talk you, they will be the first person to say like, nah, Aaron's not like that. He's a great guy. You can't say that crap about my friend. You need people like that in your life, because life's tough, man. Like you're gonna need to have some backup.
Yes. And if you're listening to this right now and you're wondering, and we've talked about this on earlier episodes of the show. If you're wondering why why aren't some of my friends checking up on me? Or, why does it feel like I'm drifting away from some of my other friends? When the older you get, the smaller your circle really becomes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was in high school and when I was in college and the early parts of my career, I was introduced to so many different people. You think everyone is your friend, and you're holding on to them, and it's like, oh, this person's gonna be like with me forever. It's my ride or die. This is gonna be my crew forever. No, it the longer your friendship is, or the longer your life is gone, you realize that, the people that you are checking up on right now, the people that are checking up on you, the people that are making sure that you are okay, making sure you have enough, supplies and all of that, or even before all this, when you're like, man, it feels like I only have 2 or 3 friends in the world. That is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with knowing that you have 2 or 3 people or 4 or 5 people that will go to the high heavens and the lowest of lows with you, because that is what friendship is. And that's why at the start of this, me and Joyce both said we have maybe 7 to 10 friends that we will ride or die and fight until the end of time with. And those are the ones that I know. If anything happened between me and them, I will give them an opportunity to fix the kind of relationship that we have as we move forward in life.
Ganda. Tama. So great advice, Parts. I think it also goes to show that it's so important to make sure that you choose the right friends.
Yes.
Don't choose friends just for clout or because they're quote unquote just fun. If you don't think that they're people, here's the harsh reality of life. The harsh reality of life is that the 5 people or the 10 people that you most spend time with, that you talk with, that you care for, that those characters will become who you are. And so the friends that you choose, you have to be careful, because if one, you can't contribute to their growth and their success and their well-being, what are you doing in that person's life, right? You have to ask yourself that question. And the second question is this friend that you're choosing to put in your close circle? And to some people, probably it will sound technical now, like, how do I put people in my it will happen. You will get there. Yeah. Kung sino yung gagawin mong ninong at ninang, dun mo malalaman.
Mga principal sponsors, mga cord sponsor, mga ganon, di ba?
Or yung mga bridesman mo sa kasal.
Mga bridesman, iba yun.
Yes, doon mo malalaman yung, like, who these people are. And you have to ask yourself, like, what is this person bringing to my life? What, like, even if it's tiny things, even if it's, this is my friend who I can call anytime, and I know that she will be someone who listens to me without judgment. Or this is my friend who will just cry with me at K-dramas, and we can just have our own little world of K-drama fangirling. Like, what is it that they bring to your life? Because life is too short to be surrounded by people who don't care about you and who don't want to build a lifelong friendship with you. You have to be careful, and you have to really choose wisely.
Yes, I completely agree. And I guess to kind of encapsulate everything, if you're looking at trying to fix a friendship with someone and you don't know if you should do it, weigh it. Does this person bring more to your life in a positive manner than this person gives negative aspects to your life? Now, if you're thinking of, this person has been my friend since, grade school, but this person is toxic to your life. This person doesn't show gratitude towards you, or this person takes you for granted, talks about you behind your back, or anything like this. If the weight of all of that is more than the positivity that this person brings into your life, it's time for you to grow that branch into a different direction and sprout out into a different place, because you're better than being with somebody that has been in your life for that long only to treat you like crap.
Ang ganda. And with that, we wrap up this episode of Shot of
Edit yan, Oo naman si kasama pa siya.
Ano ba? Oh my gosh!
Oh, that was a
Oh
fun
my
episode.
gosh.
That was a fun episode.
It was. So thank you very much to Bianca for sending in that awesome question. We hope it helped you. You know, more than anything, as Aaron said, this is a situation slash person based
Yes.
question. It really depends on you as a person, your preferences, your moral standards, your standards for friendship. But at the end of the day, I think in general, that's how we should look at friendships and taking care of it. So hopefully it's something that helps you and enlightens you. And if you are listening right now and you have a burning question that you'd like to send Aaron, Ataida, and myself, you can do so on the website.
Yes, please make sure you head on over there. You can leave a voice message, and we will check it out here. We have listened to all of the questions. We have to go through them one at a time. Continue to send them in. And again, you guys sound so good. Like your voices are all like modulated. It's like, oh, hey, sexy, like, hi. You know, so thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, so we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Paalam!
Peace out, everybody.
And that's it for this episode. If you'd like to continue the conversation, go to www.joycepring.com. And if you want to support the podcast, go to patreon.com/adultingwithjoycepring. I'll talk to you guys soon. Paalam!